Well, that is the situation in Kayama local government area, and it is the latest in a long list of rural communities that have come under severe attack from terrorists. Before now, we had heard reports of an attack on a market in Kaswandaji in Niger State, and this morning we're being joined by a former brigade commander of Operation Lafia Dole, who happens to come from that particular area. Retired Colonel Yaya Lakale is here with us in the studios. We're also being expected to be joined by Mr. Ahmed Meyaki, who's the Commissioner of Information in Kaduna State. He's going to be giving us an update on the abduction of the release of Kurmin Wali abductees. They were taken from a local church in that particular local government area. They have since been freed. So something to at least share, but something to also think about, because people are wondering, all of these stories are connected. In some instances, they are killed, as we saw in Kayama local government area, as we saw in Kaswandaji in Niger State. In Kurmin Wali, they were taken away, but fortunately they have been freed. So we're going to be having, merging all of these conversations together. Ahmed Miyaki is right there for us, Commissioner for Information in Kaduna State. Thank you so much for joining us as well.
Thank you very much, the Sunrise Daily, and everyone watching us from all over the world. Good morning.
Good morning. Let me start with my guest in the studio. Colonel, thank you so much I know it was not an easy trip for you to make, to be with us in the studios this morning. We really appreciate your time. I'm sure you're watching what is happening, you've just seen what has happened in Kayama local government area, and I'm sure that you can relate. This is something that you have experienced firsthand in your own local government area. And I think you mentioned behind the scenes that your local government, you all shared one local government before the creation of states, and then some local governments were divided amongst themselves, some to Niger, some to Kwara. Given what it is that we're now seeing, that flow, it was seen from the northwest, Kaduna just up there, Niger State just down there, and then Kwara down as well. Do you think that there can be any solution to end this madness?
Thank you, Mankwe, for having me. I really appreciate it. And good morning, Nigerians. Like you said, the Kayama local government, Barutin local government in Kwara State, Borgu local government and Agwara local government in present Niger State were once one local government before the state creation of 1991. But it was after the creation of 1991 that part of it was ceded to Niger, while part remained in Kwara. So the four local governments of Borgu, Agwara, Baruten, and Kayama are one people. They are our brothers. We also lost people in Woro. And the killings, the pattern is similar. The pattern is similar. The worries here is the lack of presence of security is what is causing in those four local governments, and they are bordered with Benin Republic. The absence of security is what is causing this wanton destruction of life and property. For instance, we have a battalion in Kainji. And that battalion has a lot, but they are handicapped because of manpower.
We understand these communities are very close to Kainji.
They are. Kayama, on a good road, from Kainji to Kayama is no more than 30 or 40 kilometers drive. It's no more than 30 to 40 kilometers drive.
You just mentioned that they're handicapped. What is handicapping them?
The battalion has a lot of responsibilities. The what do you call them? Boko Haram terrorists that were arrested are there. Is the one in charge of their security. The area is large. Borgu, Agwara, they are very large area. The two local governments are bigger than some states in Nigeria. And then we all know the problem of the security, particularly the armed forces. lack of manpower. That is the problem. Lack of manpower.
And I know that as someone who served diligently in the Nigerian army, you even served as brigade commander for Operation Lafia Doli. This must really, really hurt you and must really affect you, because you believe that this is something that the security agencies can certainly quell. But it does appear that, you know, they have been, you've already mentioned the handicapped, that they've been handicapped by the fact that their numbers are simply not sufficient. Is that correct?
Yes. The military particularly, they are doing their best in that area. But like I said, they are handicapped. Manpower is not there and equipment. And then the whole of Aguara local government is more or less like an ungoverned space. Because as I'm talking to you, we have, the local government has about 70 policemen. Just about 70 for the entire local government. And you can imagine
70 policemen? Only
70 policemen.
For an entire local government?
Local government. So the entire local government, Aguara, and to a large extent, apart from New Busa and environs, Wawa and environs, when you leave Wawa and you go enter the game reserve, from Luma to Babana to Audufari and to Kabe, to Pisa, to Sukumba, to Mago, Shafashi, all those communities, there are no presence of security. It's just of recent that an FOB, a forward operating base, was established in Babana. But there are not many. They hardly leave Babana town. They are only there to defend Babana town and adjoining villages.
You know, I'm sure you listen to the commissioner, and I'm sure you can also celebrate with those who, yes, you know, were able to return from the den of these horrible people, and wish that the same peace measure, whatever it is, he has put it squarely at the foot of security people, that they are the ones who engage with these people, so they're not very clear on whatever happens. But you have commanded, you've commanded a brigade on the war front. You know what these things are like. You know, Lafia Dole was not an easy operation to conduct in the Northeast. What elements do you think would have been constituted in this peace model?
Well, Mongo, thank you very much again for having me. Let me first and foremost rejoice with the people of Kaduna State, particularly Kormin Wali, for the release of these adoptees. I equally want to extend our condolences to our brothers in Kayama, particularly Woro and Kudu. The issue of
peace model, for me, like the Honorable Minister of Defense, General Christopher Musa, retired, rightly said recently, for me, there is no way that we can reconcile or have peace talk with bandits. He has said it's not with bandits, that they're having peace dialogue with the communities. I do not know what that is supposed to achieve.
I don't know what sort of peace dialogue with the community. The only thing that this thing requires is for government to take very tough security measures of securing the citizens. Just like it is said in our constitution, I think section 14, subsection 2B, which says, stated the primary purpose of government, safety and security of lives and property of the citizenry. Now, looking at what happened in Kayama or Aguara, in Kaswandaji, of course, you remember on Saturday precisely, there was an attack at the local government headquarters in Aguara. The divisional police station was burnt down completely. The oldest church in Aguara, UMCA church, was also touched by fire. As I'm talking to you now, we have a very huge humanitarian crisis in Aguara local government. People are fleeing the local government headquarters in their numbers. And as I'm talking to you, thank God the governor of Kwara State took very proactive measures. He was there, I saw him. But for us in Aguara, we have not seen anybody. The governor has not visited that place. In fact, the local government chairman I'm talking to, we have not seen him. As I'm talking to you.
So leadership is absent?
Absent. The member of the House of Assembly representing our local government, we have not seen him. The carnage that took place in Kaswan Daji, the governor did not visit that place. He only visited the palace of the emir of Borgu to commiserate with him. But he has not visited the community, the place. I was there personally. I visited Kaswan Daji myself for 2 days. I was there. And as I'm talking to you, from my findings and from the local communities, those who escaped that attack and those who were kidnapped, about 49 people are still with them, mostly women and children. What they told us, that those attackers told them clearly that they were contracted and paid by certain people to come and carry out the carnage. And the government is supposed to, we are calling on both the state and federal government to, as a matter of urgency, institute a high committee of inquiry to investigate the carnage, the mass slaughter in Kaswan Daji.
Okay, so while, you know, that call is very valid, I'm a little concerned about the protection, because there are many more rural communities scattered around Nigeria who face the same danger as it was. They're endangered species right now. What would you be saying to those communities? What would you be saying to their village heads? Because some people believe that we cannot just leave our rural communities, those who live there, like sitting ducks, waiting for these people to just, you know, decide, make their pick of what community they want to wreak their next carnage on. What do you think needs to be happening right now, knowing the challenges that our security operatives currently have?
Well, let me start, because they say charity begins at home. Let me start with my own area. As I'm talking to you, Kaswan Daji to date, we don't have any security presence. The same thing with Papri and Agwara. And people are living in mass, because those people, when they are coming, they normally send a message. Before they came to Kaswan Daji, they even sent a phone number to the district head of Kabe and the village head of Sukumba to tell them that they are coming. So what I advise communities to do, in the absence of federal government or the government taking security measures to protect them, they should find a way of protecting themselves. I think we should, communities should resort to self-help. Otherwise, are we going to wait for people to just come? Look at the mass slaughter in Tayama. I mean, we just sit down and these people are not even from the area. The so-called informants that are with them, most of them are not voluntarily recruited. They abduct them and they force them to be part of them. That is what is happening. And the communities, the traditional rulers, are forced to pay allegiance to the bandits. In the absence of state actors, you have non-state actors that are moving around, parading everywhere freely, unchallenged. So what do you expect the communities to do? That is why some of these communities are even forced to pay taxes, pay levies to the bandits.
Well, Colonel, we wish we had more time, because this is a matter of security, and you know we can discuss it the whole day. And I think some people say, what discussing until we'll find solutions to it. However, on this program, we're constrained by time. Yes. We have to thank you so much for coming, taking the pains to come. Thank you so much for speaking with us. Retired Colonel Yaya Lakale is a former brigade commander of Operation Lafia Dole, and also from Agwara local government of Niger State, that has since seen some attacks on their markets and also on their communities. Thank you once more.
Thank you very much for having me.